Good evening. I hope everyone is having a super week or had a super week. It's Saturday. The week is over. I am going to do a spread by Lotus, Divination, Returning to Self. And I'm going to use my Next World deck. So let's pop this out of the box. Oops. There. That's the rest of these from a previous reading. That's one of those decks. When I first got this one, my hands were in the shape that I could riffle shuffle it sometimes. But this works so much better. And let's do this. In there, mix up the bottom a little differently, and the top. And call that good. And I'm feeling like I need the bell. I want the bell right today. And we have what returning to myself means for me. Why returning to myself is important. How can I find purpose within myself? And why my inner light wants to shine. And you know, oh no, that's good the way I had it. And Knight of Swords. What returning to myself means to me. Escape plan. And why returning to myself is important. Ace of Cups. This is this one. The Empress. How can I find purpose within myself? And Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Why my inner light wants to shine. Interesting. these things down. And we are back. Wow, I didn't realize that was glaring so much. Let's go like this. Angle that a different way. Yeah, there we go. Okie doke. And court cards. I am not the best with court cards. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, the escape plan. While nature, humanity, and our sanity is fleeting, what return to myself means for me. We learn to be warriors. Regulating passion is not the knight's strong suit. It requires being grounded in their skin. For years they swore love, fucking, and companionship were the body's greatest medicine. The only thing that will truly ground them in order to fight this war. However, dreams get crushed and paths get reconstructed. Priorities beg for change. The knight's body now knows and continues to search for other medicine, other ways to feel whole, other ways to enable passion and the motivation to fuck shit up. The Knight of Swords can carry their rage in uncharted space. They can hold their own heart. The Knight of Swords is eager to set a revolution into high gear. They understand the animalistic They understand the animal instinct to rage and wreak havoc on humanity when you're invalidated since birth. Gender, race, class, abilities, and trauma clash with the traditional values we are fed. The Knight of Swords is the warrior unleashed after we self-destruct. They ask you to navigate your rage. Stop the silent crossroads that pave your wildest highways and pause. Excuse me. Breathe if that rage causes you to cause harm. Smile if that rage reminds you that the world's injustices are abominations. The Knight of Swords is a brown, queer, non-binary creator witch of the East and West, wild with ambition and tired from experience, but weaving El Machete al Silencio. They'll ask you to be accountable to your mistakes and to the people you've burned. They ask you to squash the pressure to forgive the people who burned you until you decide you are ready. Accept the challenge of life and find the kind of rage that is transformative. Stop being afraid of being who I want to be. into action. Parrying. And I can't spell the French fencing term that I wanted to write down there. The Ace of Cups. Why returning to myself is important. The Ace of Cups. Why returning to myself? The roots of water, the roots of my emotions. The Ace of Cups is a lotus pod that encapsulates your visionary expression. The Ace of Cups is only the beginning of flourishing definitions of self-love and personal power. The lotus is an ancient symbol of love, creation, rawness, and beautiful truth. Their harvest mirrors the progression of the soul. The seed takes root in the dirt, its stem grows upward through canals of water, and eventually the blossom spits aromatic radiance, hovering alive, enlightened, and golden on the water. As the flower fades, the seed pod becomes a sanctuary, nurturing the lotus's greatest powers as they manifest into future blooms, completing a cycle of creation and magic. The outside of the pod is a warm encasement, like our bones, that holds us at our most vulnerable and elevates us at our most magical. The Ace of Cups asks you to protect your magic, create your own boundaries, and nurture your work. Find your sanctuary and allow your greatest self to manifest, to reign, to create, and to believe in the radiance only you are capable of. And the Empress. I like death cards, and this is a favorite death card. How can I find purpose within myself? The sense of safety is vital to taking action, whether it is self-expression, fighting back in any given instance, or simply going outside. These actions, as small or significant, require belief in our own survival. When feeling drained, the Empress cultivates sanctuaries in her home and her brain to fortify her bones for creation and stepping up. The Empress understands that we spend our lives hurting and working without expecting a reward. At the end of the subway tunnels, the outside microaggressions and the armor we put on, The Empress is freedom embodied, and she asks you to open your heart and forgive yourself for taking time for nourishment and rebirth drink time. Reawakening the body and mind. Reevaluate how much of yourself you see in the natural world that surrounds you. Do you shed light and breathe life into your home, your personal things, and your domain? Are the milk crates and electronics that nestle in your space sacred treasures or collections of dust? Are you cleansing your space because you are an adult, or because you are eager to lounge seamlessly in your cutest frills? The Empress asks you to rework the body's connection to the space that surrounds you. As you heal, you will see your work manifest as creative magic, and your grind manifest as whatever you choose. The Empress is surrounded by the ocean, deeply in tune to the depths of our subconscious, pulling out what no longer serves you and elevating the mind and body you deserve to nourish. The Empress asks you to believe in sexuality without the institutionalized guilt that often rides in tandem to pleasure. The Empress wants you to feel fierce, wild, and beyond your dreams. Now begins the challenge to fortify your heart in order to give and receive love to its fullest extent. Let me be. Caring for me. Caring for me enables me to care for my surroundings. And the Knight, another Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Why my inner light wants to shine. The methodical approach. Methodology. Chaotic passion and urgency are the Knight of Pentacles' usual style, and until something reminds them that their energy is sacred. So don't waste it on the wrong fire. The journey decides the outcome. The Knight makes sure not to get spent. The Knight of Pentacles takes the long way home, knowing this is the path of knowledge, where resources, food, fuel, and supplies will be available en route. They are whimsical in their truth, but logical in their practice. With loyalty and compromise, the Knight of Pentacles navigates the imperfections and sharp turns that challenge their final results. The Knight asks you to root yourself in a cleansed and revolutionary practice before losing yourself in whatever illusions feel like immediate magic. The Knight is living proof of success by way of moderation and focus. Logical and grounded, they may have to stop and meditate, smell the roses, the wild flowers, the cooked food, and the most sparkling aspects of calm and chaos. They ask you to do the same. Now it is time to merge that rush of enthusiastic passion with the grounding sense of safety that comes from the left side of your brain, your logical truth, your pace, your leadership. Methodology needs to return. And I have been very chaotic. Straighten up my mess I made with the book. And stay safe, everybody. Peace. Love you all. Toodles.